All right. Well, we're here for the regular Kitten Academy close-up today. We are in the main room, and it is Thursday, April the 29th. I just did a test on our network to see if everything would go through okay for this close-up, and the test came out great, which means this is sure to just fail utterly. But we're going to keep on rolling. So, look at this. Port keeps bringing these to her kittens. She's been finding them. And when she goes out into the house, she'll find them and then bring them to her kittens. They're just everywhere, the little mylar balls. Look at this collection she's formed. She literally will find them and bring them here. I guess she just wants to, gotta collect them all. They're like little Pokeballs or something. Oh, wow. Can you guys hear that purr from Rio? Those are some big kid purrs from Rio, and this is Hal here, Halifax. These two are up and playing. So if you were watching the regular Kitten Academy live stream this morning, whoa, Rio, you get surprised by that? If you were watching the regular Kitten Academy live stream this morning when we got rolling, I don't know, I'd guess it was probably around 9 o'clock ish. We let these kids out. They were running around and playing, and I thought it would be fun to bring them the butterfly. You guys know the butterfly, the one that Bessie loved so much. And I put it out there for them, and their mom, Port, just went crazy for it. I mean, the kids did not stand a chance. They never got the opportunity. Port went flying for it the instant I turned it on and grabbed it, and then she wouldn't let go, and she wanted to drag the entire thing away. And when I finally got it back from her and decided to put it away, as soon as I picked it up, she tried to grab it from me and was just, I mean, she was so crazy about that butterfly. I couldn't even, I just had to put it up. I couldn't leave it out. So that was kind of surprising, but it was fun. And so I played with them with the feather for a long time, and that was fun. And she's a real feather fighter too. She had a lot of fun chasing after that. So their mom's a very playful one. I want to answer a question before I let it go by. I saw Anna asking if any of these kittens might have CH like Bessie did, speaking of Bessie and her butterfly. I think the answer is no. I haven't seen anything to suggest that. They just seem like generally little kittens are, they're always a little bit uncoordinated at this age. So I haven't noticed any of the same sort of symptoms either that even Artie had. Artie had a very mild form. And you could tell, especially when he went to eat treats and stuff, it would become obvious. But these kids all seem fine. They're just still kind of learning about how to be coordinated. But no, I'm sure this isn't an ECH at all. So I wouldn't worry about that. That's cerebellar hypoplasia, like it's wobbly kitten syndrome is what we're talking about. And I don't think that any of these kids have anything like that. So no worries. Um, let's see. So as I was saying, the butterfly was a hit, and then the feather toys on the string were a big hit. We played with those for a while, and I tried to take pictures. I haven't looked yet to see if any of the photos came out, but we'll find out. I see some people in the chat asking about a fight yesterday. Well, Custard and Logan did, have a little bit of a kerfuffle yesterday, and that's something that's been ongoing for a long time. It's worth mentioning, though. It's kind of interesting because when it happened, I guess that Flower ran in to be the police and to break it up like she does so often, and I thought that was kind of fun. She's always really cool about that stuff, and she will try to stop anybody else's fighting. She'll come in and try to lay down the law, which she did once Custard and Logan started on it. So I'm starting to take some extra caution, though. I want Custard and Logan to have a little bit of a break from each other. So right now, we're just not letting them out at the same time. In fact, I just switched before we started the close-up. Now, Logan is closed in the master bedroom, and Custard is out running around somewhere. So we're going to do that for a while until they've both had several days to cool off, and then we'll start letting them together again. we'll see if we can manage that. I think it's a little extra stress because we're doing a diet for Custard, and actually we've been kind of doing it for everybody that way. So that's all. Let's see. So there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about before I forget, and everybody's asking really good questions, which is awesome. But I wanted to bring up a couple of things that that are important for me to talk about, regardless. The first one is that Lisa, who manages the headmaster at Kitten Academy, mail for us, told me that she's been getting a lot of email lately about Port and her kittens. The emails, I guess, are about Port wrestling with her kids, and maybe people are concerned that she's being a little too rough with her kids. So I want to start by putting that right to bed. She is not at all rough with her kids, actually. And I know sometimes it looks that way. You'll see her growl. She'll hiss at them a couple times. She's even swatted at them a couple times. But that is super normal for this stage of cat development. And in fact, it's super important at this stage of development for her to start teaching them manners, basically. She wants to teach them to be polite, and also that, that they can't just do anything they want all the time. And it's more or less how to be respectful. There's a little bit of teaching them not to bite too hard or not to bite when they shouldn't. And there's a little bit of teaching them not to play too hard or not to play when they shouldn't. And it's a super, super valuable lesson as well, because it's basically exactly the thing that's wrong with Custard, so to speak. I hate to say it that way because there's nothing wrong with Custard. But Custard did not have a mom around to teach him those exact lessons. And if he had, there's a good chance that he wouldn't be the source of so much conflict. Because then he would be a little bit better able to say, to back off. When other cats tell him to back off, he would recognize that a little bit better. And that's something that we try to teach the kittens like Custard, but it's something that only a mom cat can really teach them in a way they can perfectly understand. So I think that that's really important. It's a great thing that she's doing. And I guarantee you, even though it's probably hard to see sometimes, she knows exactly how much the kittens should get, and she's not even pushing their limits at all. She's certainly not causing them any damage. So I wouldn't worry about it at all, even though I know sometimes it can be a little hard to watch. Also, I was surprised. I saw somebody mention Flower. Yeah, I was when Lisa told me that she was getting a lot of people that were concerned about Port being a little rough with their kids. My first comment was, are you sure they didn't mean Flower? Because Flower is the one that really takes it to an extreme. She plays real hard with Millet and Corn these days. But again, she knows exactly what she's doing, and it's all in good fun and training, and they're going to be some very well-adjusted kittens. So even with Flower being more so, it's still all good. So that's one thing that I thought was really important to address. I just want you guys to know we do keep an eye on it, and there's only been one case in the whole history of Kitten Academy where we thought a mom cat actually was maybe being too rough, and we separated her. That was for Pebble and Brooke, as you recall. And I'm not even sure that she was, but we obviously use all the caution that we can. So if we even thought there was a chance that she was being too rough, we would separate them, but I don't think that there is. So there you have it. I think Port is actually being a very good mom. That's Custard out there, by the way. I was just talking about how he's out wandering around somewhere. So there he is. Yeah, I saw Hal had a little bit of a poopy bottom, but it looked like Mom was going to cover that problem too. She does a great job. I love that she's always talking to her kids. Port's always talking to her kids and playing with them and bringing them food. Well, I mean, it's not food, it's Mylar balls, but she brings it to them and then she calls them all over. It's just the sweetest thing. She really is trying so hard to be the best kind of mom she knows, and there's nothing in the house for her to hunt. So she brings them the Mylar balls to sort of, simulate that part of what a kitten's life would be. She'll catch a Mylar ball out there and she'll bring it in, and then she makes that noise to call them all over to partake in the bounty that she's brought them. It's just the sweetest thing. So there we go. So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you all about that seemed really important. And there's another thing that I need to talk to you about also that is super important. And that is Millet. I got a phone call yesterday from the vet that we're bringing Millet to for his surgery. And just to make the long story short, they've had to reschedule Millet's surgery for the 12th. So I was saying that Millet was going to go in for his surgery next week, but it's not going to be next week. It's going to be on the 12th now of May, a little bit later. And I guess the reason is that Dr. Taylor, who I was just so impressed by and really, really pleased that she was going to be the one operating on Millet, doesn't work at the practice anymore. I don't know any details, and I don't think I need to know any details. But she's obviously not going to be able to do his operation there now. And they've scheduled him with an alternate who is, whose name escapes me at the moment, Lance, I want to say, Dr. Lance. I think that's right. And I told them, I said, look, I was really fond of Dr. Taylor, and we talked, and she really put my mind at ease in a lot of ways, and I thought she was fantastic. And this is, it's a little hard for me to take, the idea that she's not going to be doing it, but they promised me I could talk to the new Dr. Lance, and I would be at least as thrilled about it. So we'll find out. Hopefully I will be. I feel confident that I will be. And if I'm not, then, we'll figure out what we got to do. But I think it's going to turn out just fine. So I haven't talked to Dr. Lance yet, but I said to them, they said Dr. Lance is going into surgery this morning. She's going to be pretty busy, but, she'll be back on Monday. Maybe she can call you then. I said, yeah, if I don't hear from her by the middle of next week, then I'll call you guys back and ask what's up. So that's the story. The practical upshot of it is that Millet's surgery has been postponed by about a week, and we will let you know how it goes when we find out more. So those were the two important things that I really wanted to talk to you about, was the fact that even though sometimes Port plays a little rough with her kids, she knows exactly what she's doing and nobody's in any danger. She's also sitting in the contemplation bowl. I haven't seen her do that before. And then the other thing is that Millet's surgery has been pushed back a week, and I will let you guys all know when I know more about what's going on there. And I see people on the chat saying things like, maybe you should follow Dr. Taylor or figure out where she went or any of that kind of stuff. We'll get to there if we need it. But if I talk to the new doctor and they seem just as good, then I think we're just as good. We'll see. So let's make sure we see all the kittens, and I can give you the names and the collar colors one more time, because that's still pretty new to everybody, isn't it? It's kind of new. So the white one is Halifax. This is Halifax. I always just call him Hal. He's got the white collar. The red one is, Rio. Red for Rio. Rio is the one that you always see climbing my head. And they are the only ones that are up right now. The others seem to all be napping, which is okay. But let me just count. Let's see. We've got 2 here, 3, 4, 5. So I'm missing 2 kittens also that I don't know where they are. They're probably in this gray ball right here, I think. Yes, they are actually. There's 2 in there. So let's look in there real quick. So here we have, let's see, you are Puget, right? Is it purple for Puget? So let's see, is it purple? Oh, let me reach in from the other side here. Show me your collar real quick, buddy. Yes, purple for Puget. And then this one is, I can see the collar already, the blue, or cyan or sky blue for Sydney. So that's Sydney with the blue collar. That's Puget with the purple collar. And they're having a nap inside this crazy ball. Meanwhile, these 2 are running around like nuts still. It's fun that they've finally discovered the tunnel. This is a new tunnel. This is the tunnel that is the Chewy brand. I can't remember. Chewy's brand starts with like an F. It's like Frisco or something. I can't remember. but it's the Chewy brand tunnel, and it turns out it's pretty nice. I think so far, anyway, I would recommend it. It holds up a lot better than the Jackson Galaxy tunnel. It's mostly opaque with just a little mesh cut out. I would prefer it to be more mesh, but they've only got a little bit, which is still fun. It gives, I think it adds a dimension that the kittens really appreciate. So that's good. But the coolest thing about it is it's got this lip at either end that sticks out about an inch. And that's really fun because it can keep the toys and stuff in there just a little bit better when they're playing, and it also keeps its shape a little bit better. So I really like this tunnel. It was the first time we're trying one of the Chewy brand. And it certainly beats the Jackson Galaxy one. I mean, that's a low bar, though. But it might also beat the laundry baskets that we've been using, so that's good. We'll see. We'll give it some more time. All right, so here's Rotterdam sitting over here in the pile of toys. Hi, little Rotterdam. He's completely asleep, too. He was just oozing off the side of this bed. I wanted to get that, but then he apparently pulled himself back up before we came over here. Rotterdam has the checkered collar, or you could think of it as spotted and call him Spotterdam. That's one way to remember it. Everybody else has a solid color, but Rotterdam gets the checkers. So this is little Rotterdam. Oh, and he's tired too. These kittens are so worn out right now, even though most of them, I think they've been napping for a while, haven't they? Okay, anyway, that's Rotterdam with his buddies. He's got a pineapple and a mouse. And what else is he sleeping on? There's another mouse back here. So he's got all the toys. I wonder how many of these toys we can put on him before he gets annoyed. You want to find out? Let's just do this here. Let's just pile a couple of these things right on here. I think we're going to run out of toys before we run out of Rotterdam. Oh, I thought I could stand that up. No, it's not going to stand up. All right, we'll just put it on top. His mom is like, this is so undignified. Son, wake up. Don't let him do this to you. Boy, you ruined our fun. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's give him some more. I think that's everything anyway. All the rest of the stuff is a little heavier, so we're not going to use any of that. Too silly, though. The first time he stretches, all this stuff's going to go everywhere. All right, so Rio Red, Rotterdam is Spotterdam with the spotted checkered collar. This must be Hal with his white collar again. There we go, Halifax. Mom is Port, of course. Aw, look at Hal. Oh, I should mention, that reminds me, when Halifax gets to come up and hang out with Loganberry, he does the same thing with Loganberry where he'll rub up against him like he just did with Mom there. And also, he always tries to nurse on Loganberry. I mean, he doesn't ever get very far, but you can tell he's starting to look around. Like he gets in and he kind of pushes his head around Logan's belly. Like you can tell he's trying to find a spot to nurse, which is pretty funny. Okay, now he's eating. Oh, he's such a noisy eater too. You gotta hear this. Can you hear all that? Rio, hi Rio. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple more that we got to see up here on top of the world. So these, I think we've seen everybody else. So here we have Ant. Ant has the pink collar, like Pink Anther. Ant is the pink one. All right, buddy. And then finally we have Bombay, Black Bombay. B for black for Bombay. You said it, Bombay. Bomb baby, my little bomb baby. Oh yeah, get the belly rubs in there. Oh, that's the good stuff. What? Really? I saw a question go by about the eating. They're all eating just fine now. Kittens are all eating great. They're all gaining weight just fine. Everything about them is so healthy and wonderful right now. Absolutely nothing to worry about. The health of these kittens is fantastic. Yeah, Karen, I know the collar colors are not necessarily the best for seeing on the stream, especially black and purple. I know those two can be really tricky to discern because they're both so dark on the stream. But this time we were kind of limited because the regular sized kitten collars, I say regular sized, they're already super small sized. The kitten collars that we have so many of were still a little too big for these kids. So we were kind of limited by the extra small kitten collars that the kitten sent us. And so we had that sort of a limited color set to pick from. But next time we'll work it out. We can even make some smaller ourselves. I have to remember to order some super glue that they use to put the ends on with. And then we can edit the collars. Yeah, edit the collars. That's the right way to say that. English is my first language too. Hi, tiny ant. You remember when you used to yell emphatically at the camera, buddy? You all done with that stage in your life, the yelling at the camera stage? Oh, babe, how do you stretch that way? That's, oh, there you go. Okay, wow, kind of unwind, buddy. Yes, Ant doesn't look like an alien anymore. He's outgrown his cute alien staging. Now he's just a regular old kitten. Just plain old, boring kitten. Isn't that right, Hal? What do you want, Bombay? You want to fight this? They were all doing a really good job chasing around a feather earlier today, but the noodle stick, I guess, is a little stranger. Sam, no, I was just about to address that. You say, can we see the breadies today? We're not going to see the breadies today, not for any important reason, I guess. Well, I mean, they're over in the sunroom right now where DJ is studying, and I don't want to go in there and interrupt her again after I've just finished bothering her for lunch. So we're just going to let it go. We'll see the breadies tomorrow. They're doing fine, though. They're all doing just fantastic. And I just gave them some salmon as a treat, and they all had a good time. So the breadies are doing great. Corn and Millet are wonderful. And their mom, Flower, is just such a sweetie police cat. She really wants everybody to be cool all the time. And if anybody starts any conflict, she rushes in to break it up. Whereas Port just does her own thing. She just doesn't let anybody bother her. If somebody wants to start a fight, Port's just going to walk away. So Flower's like the police, and Port's just like, I didn't see anything, man. I'm out of here. Yeah, Rachel, I think so I opened up Flower's room upstairs, their new room, for a while today, and she just hung out in there with her kids for a long time, even with the door open. So I think she's getting used to the idea that she's got a new room upstairs and it's her place, which is good. I was glad to see that. It didn't take long. It never takes them too long. Oh, nice try, Bombay. You almost had it. So if you can still watch the regular I mean, you can still watch the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Something you might want to try is rewinding the Kitten Academy live stream to this morning. And again, I don't know exactly what time it is. Maybe somebody in the chat will happen to know and say. But if you rewind the Kitten Academy live stream to about 9 o'clock, and you can sort of jump back and forth until you find the spot where I'm in there with the camera and the feather, I bet it would be something fun for you to watch. See all these kids playing with their mom and a feather and the butterfly. It was really something to catch. It was good. Oh, Kona Mama, I will tell DJ that you're all rooting for her on her exam. I think this is the last big exam for her, and it comes after med school, as she's already sort of a practicing doctor, but it's a big one. It's very important. So I know she's going to do well. She's such a responsible, studying type person. What am I trying to say? Student, maybe? I don't know, because she's not. I don't. Anyway, she's very good at that kind of stuff. So I've got complete faith that she's going to do fine. And she says she also knows she's going to do fine because, like I said, she's been through it a couple times. This is the third big exam. And she's been, practicing for the last 2 years. So she should do fine, right? You would hope. No, Tim. Tim asking if I play any games. Yeah, I do. That's one of the things I do for fun whenever I can is play video games. And I don't want to get too far into that topic right now, but I can tell you I'm really excited for the Mass Effect re-release that's coming out in about 2 weeks because over all this time, Mass Effect Trilogy is one of those games that I go back to. Every few years I play it again. So to get to play it again with all new graphics and stuff, very excited about that. And I'm about due for another playthrough anyway. So I'm really looking forward to that. And for some reason, I feel really dumb about this because it's not the kind of game I would usually play or the kind of game I think I would enjoy. But for some reason, I can't get over the Division 2. I keep going back to it, and it's something I can just play for 30 minutes at a time and do a couple things and then put it down again. But I don't know why it keeps bringing me back in. I'm kind of addicted to it. I gotta stop with that though. Anyway, yeah, so that's enough about the games. The point is, yeah, I do play games for fun, and there's plenty of other things I try to do for fun too, but I don't have very much free time lately. I haven't had enough time to even get all the really important stuff done. So when Mass Effect comes out, things are really going to fall apart around here. That's what I'm saying. Rachel, that's actually funny because the kittens do, especially the breadies were really sort of bad that way. They get really interested in the screen and they won't leave like my controller or the laptop alone. Actually, Corn keeps chewing on one of my Xbox controllers, and I noticed when I was playing yesterday, I actually had to trim off part of it because he like bit a couple of I don't know, like a hangnail in the controller so that every time I would touch it, I would feel this little part sticking out and I had to cut it off. That was Corn that did that. And then what else? I was going to say something about the breadies and the fact, for a long time, I've thought about doing like a Twitch thing where I stream playing video games, but the whole thing is I stream it trying to play the video games with all the kittens in the room. And they'll just completely mess up the game, I'm sure, but it could be a lot of fun to watch, maybe. That's something I've been thinking about for a while as an idea, but I haven't been doing that yet, but I keep thinking about doing it. Well, good. I'm glad. It sounds like everybody would like that as an idea. So watch the kittens ruin me playing a game. So maybe we'll try it at some point. Again, it's the kind of thing I got to find time to do all this stuff. Speaking of time, it has been half an hour, and I think it's about time to wrap up this close-up. So if you want to keep watching these kittens, you can check out the Kitten Academy live stream here on YouTube anytime. And if you do check out the Kitten Academy live stream on YouTube, You should rewind to this morning, like 9 o'clock or so. See where I'm playing with the kittens in the living room because you will have a lot of fun watching that. Otherwise, you can watch them right now. See what they do after I leave the room as I'm going to take care of some other stuff around the academy. I hope you do. Or we should do another close-up tomorrow, so I will see you for that if the close-ups are your thing. And yeah, thank you all. We will see you next time.